Will the Dark Knight be able to defeat the threat of Black Mask and save his city from utter destruction, even if it means sacrificing a piece of himself along the way? Well, let's hop into the pages of Absolute Batman issue number 6, the grand finale of this opening Absolute arc, and find out what happens next together, shall we? So then, picking up directly from where the last issue left off, Gotham City is going to hell in a handbasket. Black Mask and the Party Animals have started arming regular everyday civilians with masks and guns in hopes that they'll do the hard work of destabilizing the city for them. Killer Croc is battening down the hatches and getting ready to defend his gym from any and all who would try and take what he's built. To his surprise, though, he ends up coming face to face with Bruce, who stumbles into his place half dead. It's also here that Bruce is forced to come clean with his childhood friend about his double life as Batman. In fact, by the end of this issue, he'll have actually revealed his identity to all of his friends. But more on that in a minute. From there, we transition on over to the big heartfelt B-plot that wraps around the entire story. It once again involves a flashback with young Bruce. He has a terrifying nightmare where a lovely sleepover with all of his friends quickly turns tragic when Joe Chill returns to murder his mother. Martha, good parent that she is, goes out of her way to try and calm Bruce down by looking at an old family photo album, though they're both surprised when the last photo in the album just so happens to be the picture Thomas took that day at the zoo before the shooting started. Needless to say, Bruce has some pretty complicated feelings about the whole thing, but his mother says that she likes the photo and this is how she chooses to remember her husband. A guy who tried to help and tried to do good even at the bitter end. In fact, we see that idea reflected in Martha in the present as her and Gordon heroically stand up to a crowd of would-be party animals trying to dissuade them from destroying their own city, just to help out a megalomaniacal jerk like Black Mask who doesn't care about them at all and only wants them to do his dirty work for them. Obviously, this is wildly dangerous for Martha as she puts her own life on the line, but you know what's not dangerous? Our sponsor for the month. That's right, after Cape Joel has teamed with the good folks over at Encore. What's Encore? Well, do you love comics? I mean, you're watching me, so that's certainly the feeling I get. But has this ever happened to you? You spend forever scouring the internet looking for that one obscure issue to complete your collection, or maybe a beloved childhood story that's just not in print anymore? Well, don't worry, because Encore is here. Encore is a brand new bidding app that is like what would happen if TikTok and an auction house had a beautiful baby. Browse through tons of listings, finding exactly what you're looking for, and as an added benefit, take some time to interact with the sellers who love comic books and superheroes just as much as you do. See the books and other wonderfully geeky collectibles in real time so you know exactly what you're getting. Bidding could not be easier. Just swipe, set a max amount, and let Encore do the rest. Feel safe in your purchase knowing that you're protected by ID verification for all sellers, making sure that no one gets scammed. Stock photo listings are a thing of the past over here on Encore. Not convinced yet? Well, what if I told you you could win stuff by buying in one of their many giveaway contests and earn even more entries by introducing your friends and family? So whenever you're ready to find your next great comic collectible, click the link down in my description to download Encore today for iOS and Android. Join the action. Batman is ready to raid Roman Sionis' mega yacht with the help of the Penguin and his small prop plane. What I love about this scene and Batman's friend's reaction in general is that you can't really tell if they're more upset that their childhood friend is a violent vigilante, while they are all halfway crooks, or maybe they're really upset about the fact that their friend wasn't honest with them. What exactly is Batman's plan here? Well, with Nygma's help, Bruce discovered that Black Mask must be running the masks and the corresponding payouts via a massive server that he almost certainly keeps aboard his yacht. Batman quite literally airdrops on the craft from above, taking out the weird squid-headed DJ. Before slowly but surely taking out the rest of Roman's entourage, he punts the little guy who may or may not actually be a child, before eventually turning his attention to Black Mask's girlfriend, who just knows that the fight is over and jumps into the water herself. I mean, she does have a squid head, so I can only assume she's a skilled swimmer too. Now from there we actually transition on over to Agent Alfred, who is trying to get his daughter Penny out of the city after saving her from the party animals. Now Alfred's been spending the whole series trying to reunite with his daughter, and now that he finally has, get this, she wants nothing to do with him. In fact, she says there was a time in her life when all she ever wanted was to be with her father, but after decades of only ever walking out on her, now she says that if they leave Gotham City now, just when the going is really getting getting tough, then they will officially be over and dead to each other once and for all. Keep all this in mind because it will indeed end up becoming very important later on. Now back on the mega yacht, Batman and Black Mask get ready to have their big, much-touted knockdown, drag-out fight that the series has been building up to since the very beginning. And oh man, is it a positively brutal tour de force. Batman pulls out all the stops, and by stops I mean he picks up a couple bowling balls and beats Roman about the head and neck with it all. Of course, as we've seen before though, Roman is no slouch in the combat department, having actually mastered quite a few MMA holds. His big grim coup de grace in the battle is trying to cut Batman's head off with some garrote wire. Not that Bruce should really be worried, I mean look how frickin' thick his neck is. That's gonna take at least 3 days at this rate. Even though Batman can't use his arms, and even though he's quickly losing a lot of blood, he takes this opportunity to once again think about his mother and what she told him. About how even after his father's death, he never gave in to anger and despair. He got up, dusted himself off, and used this horror and trauma to try and do something good, to remake himself, and it turns out the thing he remade himself into is one hell of a weapon. Batman ultimately wins the day not by using his arms or legs, but by freaking blinding Black Mask with the pointed tips of his cowl. Oh, don't worry, Roman isn't dead or anything, though I'm certain he's in enough pain that he wishes he was. After that, it's easy enough for Batman to destroy Black Mask's servers, shutting off the party animals' masks, and in doing so, saving his mother and Gordon. Though sadly, the question quickly becomes who is going to save Batman, as he is now adrift in the sea with no one to pick him up. Well, no one except for Agent Alfred, who decided to actually take his daughter's words to heart. Agent Al says he's going to be sticking around in Gotham City. He's going to be doing something that matters, and that starts with patching up Batman as the comic comes to a close. But oh wait, we're not done yet. Like any good super story, this needs a stinger. You see, from there we actually transition on over to the Joker, who is looking a lot more like the clown prince of crime than he was the last time we saw him. Turns out Roman was working for the Joker, and now that he's failed, it's been decided that Bane will be the next to try and take out the Bat. Also, the Joker has some sort of weird blood red parasitic baby thing wrapped around him. Okay, I guess weird rich guys get up to all sorts of crazy stuff in their free time, huh? And so that was Absolute Batman issue number 6, everybody. A big, bold, grand finale for this first Scott Snyder arc in this brand new Absolute universe, and one that I felt totally hit all the marks it was going for and then some. This is a series that actually manages to marry brutality and heartfelt sentiment in ways I really wasn't considering. I love that Martha Wayne actually gets to be a serious supporting character in this book, have a little arc of her own. I can't wait to see how Batman's relationship with his friends are set to change now that they all know he's Batman. Will they end up following him into a life of vigilantism, or will this be the thing that ends up breaking up their friendship? And then at the heart of it all, you have Alfred here. It's kind of interesting that the only time in the whole 6 issues he finally decided to take on a support role to Batman is when his own relationship with his daughter was her love and the threat of losing it actually made Alfred a better person, and one who wants to actually help Bruce and maybe become the surrogate father to him that we know in the other universe. Overall, I think I feel comfortable giving this one another very high, very well-deserved 9 out of 10. This is great stuff. The entire Absolute line at DC has been great right now. Cannot say enough nice things about it. Hey there everyone, it's your pal Cape Joel again, and if you're seeing my face right now, that means you watched to the end of the video, and I'll always be grateful for that. Retention helps in this crazy YouTube game, and so does becoming a patron. If you head on down to the description, you can find a link to my Patreon page. Recently just redid all the tiers, a lot of cool stuff offering up there, exclusive commentaries, exclusive polls, behind the scenes concept art for Capes and Quest. That's the brand new D&D show I've started soon. Never been a better time to become a patron. You can become a patron for as little as $1 a month and help the channel grow, and help me continue to deliver content like what you just saw. So I want to thank you all, and I will see you again next time. Bye bye.